grab a beer, and pull up a chair. Welcome to the Northwoods Beer Guy podcast. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Northwoods Beer Guy podcast. This is Mike, the Northwoods Beer Guy. And as always, I am once again joined by the, co-host slash researcher guy that's always been mean to me on these trivia things, Jim.
How you doing, buddy? Hey, it's been a few weeks. You've been out gallivanting out to the west out there.
Yeah.
So it's good to see you again.
Yeah, for sure. I would say we're back in the studio. And like you had said, I had been out to 5 Alarm.
Yep.
Talked to my brother, the brewer. And if the people listen to that podcast, he answered a lot of questions that we've been
I heard
talking about.
I listened to that podcast very closely, and I have some beef now.
Uh-oh. Why is that?
Jim won't like that. Jim won't.
Were they wrong?
Well, that brings up an interesting point because some of our beers today should cross that threshold to see if I do like them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know which way that's going to go. So
Hey, but before we get any further, I think we got some big news.
What's that?
Who's joining us?
Oh, yes. So, we've always talked about if a new person would like this beer or that beer. So we thought, let's bring a new person in.
Yes.
So we are joined today by Hailey. And now, correct me if I'm wrong, you've had some craft beer, but not very much.
Correct. Yes. This is kind of my first time sampling what looks like to me a lot of different craft beers. So I'm kind of excited. I've never done anything quite like it.
All right.
So.
Well, you're kind of our guinea pig.
Yes.
Because this is kind of what we wanted to do for a while is have, somebody new to just get your opinion.
Wow.
What we see if we're close to what we think somebody would like and if they'd actually like it.
Well, I like to drink, so thanks for picking me.
Well, there you go. There you go.
So there's one thing, Hailey. So, Mike, how many beers have you rated?
It is a little over 5,060.
Wow. That's a lot of beer.
That's it's starting to get up there.
And so that Hailey knows, what is the rating scale?
So our rating system, how we do it is basically we're rating off of the taste,
Sure.
but our scale goes from 0 to 5 and we go by 1/10 of a point. So it could be 2.5, 2.6, things like that.
Okay.
Whatever you feel,
Yep.
Like I said, there's no wrong opinion because it's your opinion,
Sure.
So,
But
like
we
I
just
said,
want to hear somebody else's opinion. Because,
Yeah.
And I always tell Mike, but this is totally up to you because we've got how many beers lined up, Mike?
a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8.
So we tried, when we do the rating scale, it's easier to defend the beers at the end because we talk about a summary at the end.
Yep.
If you don't
Sure.
have ties of your score, because somebody could say 3 for all of them, and then it's like nobody knows what's good or bad.
Yeah.
So I forced Mike to try to break up his numbers a little bit just so that he has to tell the audience which one is good and which one's bad rather than trying to be nice to everybody.
Right. And,
So-
and it'll be interesting. I'm really kind of looking forward to see, what our opinions are at the end and then see what you think. And to see,
Yeah.
if it's something that you thought was terrible and we thought, hey, that's pretty good. I mean, just to see,
Mike,
Yes, sir.
Haley looks like she's a little thirsty. Is there any way we could get a beer?
No, not yet. We're still talking. All right. Well, before we should let everybody know, we have 8 beers and they're all kind of different pale ales.
Yes.
So we've got a number of different styles.
Right
of
in my
pale ale.
wheelhouse, buddy.
Right in Jim's wheelhouse. And
Yuck.
it should be,
I might be on Jim's side for some of this, but we'll see. We'll see.
I think
Well-
Mike heard that before.
Oh, yes.
Mike.
Yuck. Yeah.
Oh,
So-
Mike,
yeah.
it just so happened, too, when I was doing some research, I found some questions.
Yeah. Well, I told you we're not doing those anymore.
Oh, well, as we go through, I only have 5 questions.
Okay.
So I will ask
So
you some-
I need to know before we get started, if the answer is 5 and I say 4.9, am I going to get oh, no, that's wrong.
It all depends on what Haley says.
Oh, and if
Yeah.
she says 12,
I get to
She's right.
decide.
she's right. Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to know how
Yeah.
this is going to go before we get started.
And I might
So-
actually like this so she can see the answer.
Oh.
So there's no favoritism.
No, you've never shown favoritism at all.
But yes, I do have, just to keep you on your toes,
Okay.
5 easy. To me, they look very easy. These questions,
What category is it?
India Pale Ale.
Oh, okay.
IPAs, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm just checking because
Yeah.
usually it throws some obscure, not even
Random?
related to what we're talking to.
This one, look at the title of this one.
Meet the American who taught Jack Daniel to make whiskey. Yeah, okay. Well,
See, that was on here done stacked too, but I won't ask those questions.
yeah, because we're not drinking Jack.
I know, but it really sounded good. So,
Okay.
all right. Well,
Hey, yeah, let's, why don't we get into this and we'll see how Hailey does on the first one and see if we want to continue or not.
Yeah, so should we have her read the first one?
Sure.
So if you just want to read right in that first paragraph, the name of the beer?
Right, so Fresh Coast Juicy Pale Ale. Fresh Coast is a juicy pale ale brewed for the Midwest. The hop oils linger on the palate, enhancing their naturally citrusy and tropical fruit notes. It's the kind of beer you can drink all day with your feet dangling in the lake. Because we live on the Fresh Coast, and that's worth celebrating, right?
Nice.
See?
Good job,
Well,
Rhonda.
thank you.
And this is by Three
Wow.
Sheeps.
I was just say this is the beginning. We'll see how my reading goes after this.
And this is a 4.8%.
4.8, so it should be pretty easy
Right
to
in the
drink.
wheel.
And 22 IBUs.
Yeah,
Are you
so-
familiar with IBUs?
I am not. What does that even
IBUs
stand for?
stands for the International Bitterness Unit, and it's how bitter a beer is. And you see it a lot more in IPAs or pale
Sure.
ales. Now, the one thing that I did learn from my brother was some breweries will have like a chemistry lab to figure out the actual IBUs, and there's other ones where there's actually a mathematical formula that will figure it out. But the formula is like this long, and you have to take in the grains, how you did this, how you did that, all to try and get a number. So
That's a lot of talking, buddy.
He uses a program that when he's tweaking his recipes, it automatically figures it out for him. So
it says 22. What's like the full scale of it?
the higher the number, the hoppier it's the bit more bitter it'll be.
But 0 to 100.
Well,
does it go higher
there's
than-
higher than
others?
100 because we've had one that was like 102 and it goes up to, I think one of the highest is like 120. So
Got it.
right,
well,
well.
22 isn't that bad, at least for me.
But I think on some of these too, we found they don't always align because one brewer might have one number assigned and it's low number, but it's super hoppy. The other one has a high number and it doesn't taste hoppy.
Happy
So
at all. Interesting.
yeah, it's hard to figure out sometimes, but
we got one of your brother's words is on here too.
what's that?
Crushable.
Crushable. That's a marketing word. We talked about that too.
Yes, I know. I listened.
Yep,
I was
yep.
teeing you up there for that.
Yep.
Boy, this
I knew
is-
it was. So being a juicy IPA, this one typically means it's a little more, what would you describe it, Jim? A little more, typically if it's juicier, it's
More fruity, right? Isn't it?
kind of fruity or it's, I don't know, a little easier to drink. But this one definitely has a little bit of a dryness on the finish.
Yeah.
You kind of gets that on your tongue. You're kind of like,
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a. You know what? It could be because it says that they opened their first brewery in a wigwam sock factory in Sheboygan. Maybe that's where the hops come from. The socks.
maybe they filter them through the socks. Who knows?
I'm still not. You know what's bad is that this is the first of 8.
Well, you were the one that said you wanted to do this.
So what do you think, Hailey? What's your first impression on?
I think it's a lot lighter than I expected. I don't know. I don't know IPA as well. So this to me, I was fearing the worst. I hear the IPA and I'm like, oh God, all I can think is hops because I'm not a hops gal. So trying this out, it's not as bad. I thought it was kind of lower on the hop scale. It was very light to me, fresh, but
Sure.
I don't
Awesome.
have a whole lot of fruitiness to this at all. Yeah.
And for me, I think the finish, like you said, get kind of the dry
Stays
mouth,
on there.
dry mouth finish, which that's characteristic of heavy hops. So yeah, that's why I don't like these very much to begin with.
Well, honestly, like today is a hot day outside. I'm just thinking, man, if you drank a can of it outside, that finish would get really rough, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it's weird because it says dangling your feet in the lake on a day like today. I don't know if I could be like drinking this outside with my feet in a lake.
Right.
I'd have to be finding something different or staying in the shade.
Yep.
All right, so now we're going to put you on the spot and see what your score is on the 0 to 5.
Now, I know this is going to be tough because you probably don't have a whole lot of reference, but
right. And one of the other things we forgot: what is your median score of this 5,000?
it's still like 2.98.
So it's still a little bit above. 2.5 is probably the average.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
So he overrates a lot of times. I'm straight right by the book when I rate mine.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll find out.
Well, on a scale of 5, in IPAs in general, I do feel bad giving it a lower score just because.
No,
But
don't feel bad.
I would just give it like a 2.1, and I'm giving them the 0.1 because it was less hoppy than I thought it'd be.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
It's
Very
like
good.
It's
Yeah.
like she knows what we've been doing.
Yes.
Crazy.
Mike?
Yeah, this one, that finish, it's definitely got that dry thing on the end. It's kind of, I'm not always a big fan of that, especially being a juicy IPA. I wouldn't think it would have had that. I'm going to do like a 2.2, to be honest with you. I think there was, if it had been juicy and not just, had that finish, I went a little higher, and I don't get much fruit flavor or anything like that out of it. So yeah, 2.2.
I think we're all in the same general direction. But I'm going to go with 2.0. I'm going to come
That way you haven't painted yourself in a corner
Right.
yet.
I still have a lot of room to go up or down. So
up
I'm
or
right
down.
there.
There you go.
All right. So I'm going to go with the first question here.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask you both.
Yep.
Okay.
And then don't blur out the answer because we'll let the audience think about it too. And then I'll start with Hailey first after I show her what the answer is. And then we'll ask Mike. Where was the IPA invented? So just think about that. Because it was invented for a reason, but
Right.
and it's not part of the actual name, which is tricky.
Yeah. And I just guessing a country here. Is
Yes.
that what we're doing?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to go with Germany just because I love Germany and they do beer. So that's,
Good answer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to go with England.
Yes. Mike is correct.
Yes.
He probably was cheating and looked at my answers beforehand.
That's got to be it.
Yes.
So, because it was coming from England as they were sending it shipwise
Yes.
to India.
Yep.
I should have thought about that. I do have some history background. But
I'm guessing one of the other questions. Oh, we'll get there when we get
Right.
there.
So,
Never mind. Because I got more to say about it, but I don't want to jump into the next question.
just a wealth of knowledge.
So, Mike got the first one, right? We're just going to do one. I'm just easy, slow pitch
Perfect.
for you.
Perfect.
So, we should go on to our next beer then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and before we forget, did you see on the second page? Remember at Between the Bluffs, the salesman?
Oh,
Andy?
yeah.
That's where I put that on for Andy.
Well, I was looking at him and going, man, he looks familiar for some reason.
So, yes.
So
Bring it back to you there.
the next one we have is Happy Place by Third Space Brewing. Do I have to read this whole thing? Yeah, I'm just going to read this.
Yeah, just the top sentence. Yep.
So it's 5.3% ABV, 45 IBUs. Bright hop aromas meet notes of citrus and tropical fruit in this supremely balanced hop pale ale. So 45 IBUs you would think would be twice as hoppy as the last one. But that's where we've learned that it's like,
you don't
can't really depend on that number.
Right.
Correct.
Sure.
So, and again, just for everybody, Third Space is out of Milwaukee.
Yes, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
And they're relatively new. I mean, it looks like they first opened their doors
Jim.
in 2016.
It was going to do the thing, and then it started to fizz up. Never mind.
Yeah, just don't let it do the thing. So it says that in 2018, Third Space was named one of the 50 fastest growing craft breweries in the nation.
The 50 fastest?
Yeah,
Wow.
in 2018. So, I mean, we've heard of them. I don't think we've had a lot of their beers, but
Yeah, I know we've had some, for sure, but I don't think we've had too many. About the same color. I mean, it is
a little hazier.
a little bit hazier.
Yeah.
You can't quite see through it, but it's still yellowish.
You still don't really get a hop smell.
No, I don't smell.
The aroma's pretty muted.
See, this is what I've been telling
Yeah,
you.
this is even less
45 IBUs,
before.
you can't really even taste
For
it.
45 IBU, I think that's way over.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that first one was 22. This would have to be like a 20.
Oh, so it might have to be like a 10. Or
Yeah,
something,
less,
'cause
yeah.
I really don't get any hop taste at all.
I mean, I don't even get a dry finish.
No. That's what I thought this one was going to be, being a
Maybe
juice
that's
right
what they
here.
meant by supremely balanced,
That could
No
be.
hops.
Oh,
Yeah.
good point. Yeah, you're.
Jeez, look at who's studying the
Yeah.
notes.
I mean, you read it, Mike. I was just listening.
We don't like it when people come on the show and show us up. Well, Jim doesn't. I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
but-
Good point, though. I mean, that's.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, this is really so nondescript. I mean, it's almost. I don't know if do I say a big box name or not?
You can, yeah.
Almost like a Miller Lite.
I was going to say, this one you could drink outside on a hot day because
Okay.
there's just not a lot to it, really. And that's not, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but like I said, 45 IBUs, and I don't even hardly taste any.
This is good because my husband does not like that hoppy taste either. So now I'll have some things to recommend when we go
There
to
you
more
go.
microbrewery type places. So
There you go.
he wouldn't mind this one.
See?
Yeah.
Oh, and I think, I'm not sure if we mentioned this before, but I think one of the other things that Mike always talk about and I talk about is where do we get these beers?
Yeah.
So I try to get them at a local liquor store, and it luckily for me, I've found it. All these are build your own 6-pack, so I didn't have to buy a whole 4 or 6-pack to get one beer because just like these, you never know what it's going to taste like.
And that's what I did with the 2 that I brought. where build your own 6-pack.
Oh,
But it was at the beer shop.
gotcha.
So
So I've been pretty lucky just stopping in there and see what to build your own. But Mike says I need to branch out more. That's why I bought these IPAs, knowing that I don't like them. But
you haven't made nearly as bad a
Due
face as you
diligence.
normally do.
Yeah.
yeah, well, this one is not as I was when it said 45. I was like ready for it to be like.
I was with you, Jim. This scared me.
It was.
So Jim, why don't you start this one off? And
All right, gosh, I mean, it's hard to because I don't like IPAs to begin with, so now I'm trying to critique something that I don't like. It's like a double negative.
Yeah.
But I still can't mark it very high. I mean, because I think overall the flavor's not even there.
right,
So I mean, for something that's supposed to be hoppy and not being hoppy, I'm gonna have to go like a 1.9
wow, so you're going lower than the first one.
because I think it's just not. There's just nothing there. It
If you're-
tastes like a Coors Light or a Miller Lite.
Right.
There's
Well-
just not the flavor.
And if you're judging for a hoppy beer, like if someone's going in looking for a hoppy IPA, they're going to be disappointed if they pick that up.
Right.
Good
Yeah.
point. Very good point.
Yeah. For me, yeah, I don't get a whole lot of flavor out of it. There's no hops. Again, like I said, that just totally blows me away. I'm gonna go like what did I do on the first one? 2.2. Gosh, I'm already put myself in a corner. I'm gonna go with 2.3 because I think this one you could drink it more and not,
Yeah.
you know.
It
my
doesn't stick
opinion.
to your tongue.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're not sandpaper.
You're not
Yeah.
scratching your tongue or anything. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm going to go with that just because I think if it had more flavor to it, it would have been a lot better. But right now, it's just kind of, it's there.
Right.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I don't know where exactly to rank it because if I'm saying, thinking about an IPA, then it'd probably get a lower score. But for someone like me that doesn't like that flavor, to try an IPA, this would be a good place to start. So maybe I would give it a 2.2. I'm just going to go one up so that
Okay,
Nice.
good. So
Yeah.
Jim's not angry now. So,
But that is a good point that
Yeah.
she brought up that for the starter craft beer drinker
Oh, yeah.
is thinking about their IPA, taking one for the first time, that would probably be the one to
Just-
start with.
so
just
far,
sticking your
of
toes
the two,
in. Yeah, uh-huh.
Yep.
So that's a very good point.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely didn't meet the expectations of what we thought it was.
Right. Now, every time the IBUs go up, it's not going to always be like that.
Yeah.
There's going to be times you're going to be like, whoa. You
There it
know?
hit, yep.
So, yeah. Now I know. So
Well, I just looked down. Did you see what the next
I did
one
too.
is?
I was like, oh.
Well,
Oh,
should,
wow,
we,
we're
should we
just
roll right into that?
Climbing right up. Yeah.
Well, we've got to wait for.
Oh,
I'm done.
You're
Thank you.
rushing her all the time now, Jim. Jeepers. See, he gets all giddy and you just got to
Yeah.
rein him back in a little
I don't
bit.
want to slow you guys down. So
Sometimes we need to be slowed down. So, well, we can go into the next one. So the next one, Jim, is by Great Lakes Brewing.
Haley, you want to read that 2 sentences of info I found on it?
yeah. So make a splash landing into paradise and discover a golden oasis of tropical fruit notes. It's a happy hideaway you'll want to escape to again and again.
Wow.
Well, what's
Yeah.
the ABV on that?
That's
It is 6%.
And the IBUs?
60.
yeah.
60?
60.
Yowza.
Here we
Now,
go.
look at the can is a very pretty tropical scene.
That's right. We forgot to say sometimes we actually give it like a 1/10 of a point higher
this is-
on artwork.
So far,
Yeah,
this is the
so
best
far-
artwork
Yeah.
so far. Now, some of the other ones we get into,
Yeah,
we
there's-
get into them wild and crazy.
Yeah, like we do have a couple that
and-
do have some good.
Yeah.
I like the Dino one coming.
Yeah. So, where's Great Lakes out of, Jim?
Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland, Ohio. All right.
Because I think we've had a few Great Lakes beers.
Oh, yeah. Great
But-
Lakes, they make Edmund
The
Fitzgerald,
Porter.
Elliot Ness. That's their amber, I believe.
Yep, you're right.
But their Edmund Fitzgerald is really good.
And it says here that Great Lakes is Ohio's original craft brewery. I didn't know that. So,
Oh.
and what do we always say also, Mike? Not only we try to.
We try to educate and entertain.
There you go.
Jim sometimes is not very entertaining, but we got to do what we got to do.
I take so much time educating you.
Yeah.
He's got to
You guys
educate
are
me
a
so
good
much.
balance of each
I
other.
can't balance.
There is a balance there. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
but now if we have a teacher here, now she can even help. We got 2 people trying to get you in line.
Well, good luck.
Yeah.
Did it say on here at all? I'm sorry, guys. It doesn't say anything about what kind of, what are we supposed to be tasting? You know what I'm saying? It says
Yep.
it's
It
a
says
tropical
tropical fruit
IPA.
notes.
Okay, tropical fruit notes. Okay.
Yep, it says right here.
Which I think it does smell a little florally than the last two, I would say.
I
But
got it on mine. What it says:
Oh, okay.
beer.
That one, it says beer. It's supposed to taste like beer. That one you can taste the hops more.
yeah.
But in my opinion, I don't think that's 60.
No.
I don't
know.
Because I mean, again, I take the second word of IBU, bitter.
Bitter.
This does not. It's not bitter. doesn't have a bitter flavor, so it's like...
And it doesn't stay like that first one did on your tongue.
Right.
Which
you know,
helps.
and the thing you notice too is like that the first taste you have, it was definitely a stronger taste to me, and then the second taste,
Gone.
then it's not nearly as bad. I shouldn't say bad, not nearly as strong.
Yeah,
There we go.
once you get your whole mouth full of it. Yep.
Yep. You can kind of smell a little bit of a, maybe it is the tropical fruit, but
I thought it smelled a little floral.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
God,
Jim's not
Smell
even,
and
he's not
taste
even
bad.
trying anymore. Do you see that?
it's just bad.
It's just trying to push through. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just going, you guys talk, I'm just going to sit here and,
I don't even find anything good about this one at all.
really? Well, you're going to have to save yours because I'll go first
All right.
on this one. Like I said, I do like the aroma. It definitely has, like you said, that floral kind of thing to it.
Does it smell like heather?
No, you don't want to know Heather.
I was just going to ask who that is.
We haven't found her yet.
No, we had her in one beer one time, and
We still haven't figured out what she tastes like.
yeah, all we know is it wasn't very good. So.
Yeah.
Was that the one with the
And
squash?
if you ever find a place that sells beer made out of squash, don't get that one either.
Walk away.
Not pumpkin. Pumpkin's fine. Squash,
Yeah.
not so much.
Or the ground up fish?
Oh yes, or the ground up salmon. Yeah, that's
Ugh.
That wasn't
Yeah.
bad.
We'll get into
Well,
that in a different one.
I was going to say
So,
that. Guys are,
Yeah, so
So
this
Mike
one-
is up first. He's gonna
Like I
hit
said,
this one out of the park.
the aroma, I don't mind it. It definitely has a hoppier flavor, for sure.
Yeah,
You can
lasting.
definitely taste that hop. I do wish it had a little more tropical notes to it. I think the hops kind of overpower that, in my opinion. I'm going to go a 2.0.
Oh, this is
I just
your
think-
lowest
Yeah.
one.
I just think
Wow.
that it had a lot more potential, and it just came up a little bit. I think the hops just overpowered everything so much. So.
Good thing I'm sitting down. I didn't think you'd do that.
I know.
Wow.
See, every once in a while, throw a curveball.
All right, what do you think, Hailey?
well, you guys mentioned, we can take the can into consideration.
Yes, it is a very pretty can.
Yes.
It is a beautiful can, and I do like the smell. So I'm going to keep climbing. I'm going to give it a 2.3 because it is more of that happy taste. So I give them credit for that, even though there's really not a whole lot of other flavor, but there's smell.
I think
And
she's
there's a pretty
she's
can.
getting drunk already.
That could be it, too. That could be it.
Mike, that was your outside voice.
Oh yeah, my outside voice. I gotta keep that inside. Sorry, never mind.
Yeah.
Perfect. Jim, what do you? You really didn't look like you enjoyed it much.
No, this
so-
is not. I'm still.
You still
for
got
me,
half of
they're-
your taster.
Yeah, these are going downhill. It's like stair steps going down. This is a solid 1.8 all day. I think
We're just,
there's nothing.
Yeah.
we're on the opposite
Yes,
sides of the
yes.
stairs here.
I mean, there's nothing. I don't like the flavor, the smell. It looks okay.
The can was pretty though.
Yeah, the can.
It's a beautiful
That's why I
can.
gave it the 0.8.
Okay.
I would have given it a 1.7 without the can.
Okay.
So I did give it
Keeping
a
that.
chance to bump up, but oof,
Yeah.
these got it. But it was a 60 IBU, but I don't think it was 60 either. So
It was definitely higher though. You could definitely taste a lot more hop.
maybe that's why I don't like it.
I'm pretty sure.
But I'm trying.
You're trying. I give you credit.
Yeah.
You haven't had to run to the bathroom yet, so that's good.
Oh, what's up? Oh.
Oh boy, you got the questions out again.
Oh, did you see that?
Yeah, and I'm up 1-0 if I remember right.
Yeah.
No, it's actually
Not that
tied.
we're keeping
It's
score.
actually-
Not that we're keeping score.
Because I'm keeping score and it's
Oh,
tied.
it's tied now. Okay, good.
1-1.
Okay, great.
Because Hailey tried and
Yep.
you got it right.
Okay, good. I see how this works.
Yep. So beer spoiled, because I think I may have even alluded to this. Because, it was a 6-month boat trip from England to India. So the British did what to the beer to make it last longer?
I know.
Does Mike want to go first? And then I'll answer too.
No, because you say what he said.
Yeah.
You can go first.
Okay, let me think. What would they do?
Oh,
Would
you
they-
showed her the answer.
No, I didn't.
I just saw you.
I'll say what I was going to
Okay,
say
you
before
say
I
what you were
read the
gonna
correct
say.
answer.
Okay, and then you can, yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
I was gonna say if they let it at I don't know. Well, I don't know because I was gonna say something, but now that I think about it, I know more about bourbon and and that stuff than I do with beer. But I was like, well, maybe they let it ferment a little bit longer. Do they ferment beer?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. But I know it's a lot shorter than booze. But then fermenting would make it old anyways when they got it. So I'll go back to the other answer that I was thinking of, which was adding hops.
I was going to say they added hops to keep it from spoiling because of the long trip.
Yeah, so you both got it right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
2-2.
2-2.
At least you
I
did.
take
At
that.
least
Yeah.
Jim would have said they put it in the fridge and
Covered it in ice.
kept it
Yeah.
cold in the fridge.
Awesome. See, they're easy
It's
questions.
easy
Yeah.
questions.
See, and Mike
And a new
complains-
person's got them both right.
Yeah.
And Mike complained about all these questions before. Do you see how easy they are?
Yeah.
This is not that
Easy,
hard.
especially when you get the answers fed to you. It's just
Wait a minute.
What? Who would do that?
How dare you say that?
fed to me,
man.
not to you.
Yeah, he'd never show me the answers because he's mean.
I would give you the wrong answer.
I know you would.
And then deduct points.
Yeah. I'm surprised. I'm not saying nothing anymore. Never mind.
All right.
Okay.
So let's get back on track.
Okay. So the next beer that we had, we're halfway. Oh, did you notice?
Almost halfway.
Did you notice
Someone
after this next beer, then we go to the big boy beers.
And you mean by that?
They're in like
The
pint
tall
cans
boy.
instead of
Tall
Yes.
boy
12
cans.
ounce cans.
This is so. We I think we did this unintentionally because working our way
We
again.
based it off of
ABV.
ABV again. So
The
as
lower ABVs are smaller cans.
the every beer we go, they get stronger.
More, you know?
Well, it looks like they need.
You don't need to tell me.
Looks like they need it for more artwork because these ones have a lot more artwork,
Yeah.
so they
Yes.
couldn't use a small can.
Maybe that's it. The drunker you get, the more artsy you are. Yeah.
See? Exactly. Now, when you sent the list of the ones that you had, this one really kind of piqued my interest a little bit.
Okay.
Because we've had a number of beers from Abita before.
Okay. Yep.
But I don't think we've had many IPAs at all from them.
I can guarantee that.
I'm pretty sure you haven't. Yeah. So this is going to be interesting to see. And I'm not exactly sure what their artwork on their can is supposed to be.
I don't know either. It looks almost like a garden.
It could be.
Yeah. Or
Oh.
a mandala or something. I don't know.
It's a yellow can with
I do like it. It's
green and red
pretty.
and blue.
Do you want me to
And
read
it's
a little bit?
Yeah, it is Jockamo.
Jockamo Juicy IPA, 6% ABV, 30 IBUs.
Okay, so theoretically it should be lower.
And it's from Abita Brewing, like Mike said, which is in Covington,
Louisiana.
Which is, I think it's close by New Orleans, I think.
Right, I believe so. Yes.
30 miles north, I think, reading what it says. Okay.
Oh, sure. Yeah, perfect.
So it says it's a double dry hopped IPA packed with Citra, Apollo, and a blend of experimental hops.
We would rather not say what that is.
It pours a lively golden color while the brewing process produces a distinctive haze. Sometimes you don't want to say that.
Right.
distinctive haze.
Coming in right at 6%, Jockamo produces tropical and fruity notes that will leave you wanting more. I don't think I'd say that either. This is an IPA brewed for the way we live in Louisiana.
Okay.
Well, we'll be the determining factor.
And this
of that.
was the first craft brewery in Louisiana,
Oh, there you go.
1986.
Look at, so we're hitting. We had the first brewery in,
It was
Ohio,
one of,
right?
Ohio, yeah. I
Great
think it was
Lakes.
Ohio, yeah.
and then we get the first one in Louisiana.
Yeah.
Nice.
We're like just going all over the
So
map.
there was. Do you remember, Jim, a few episodes ago when I can't remember which beer it was, but remember their big claim to fame on the can was that it was skunky.
Oh, yeah.
Remember? And it's like,
Yeah, sometimes you don't want
I
to
don't-
be
that's
honest.
not.
I don't think that's something you should brag
That's
about.
not an adjective you want to see.
Exactly.
And what's your background in, Mike?
Marketing. I'm a paid liar.
So is it would it be good to say something skunky?
No.
If you're trying to make
No.
a lot of.
Nope.
Well, this does have a lot of head. This is probably the.
This is
Beer with
definitely a
And
different
it's-
color.
and it's
It's a
hazy.
lighter color than those other ones, and it's hazy for sure. The white head on it.
30 IBU.
I don't get a whole lot of aroma.
Yeah, I don't get a smell. I don't mind that.
Yeah, definitely not as hot. I mean, I don't taste hardly any hops.
Yeah.
This, I was gonna say, it could
This
be-
is probably the juiciest one I think.
yes.
so
Yeah.
far.
See that first one. This is what I thought the first one was going to be like.
Yeah,
When I was
way
trying
more
to-
fruity.
When I was trying
Yeah.
to describe what a juicy IPA, it's like this, where it's the whole taste is juicy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, and again, this is where I wish I was more knowledgeable about beer because it says double dry hopped.
Yep. And if you
And
listen
to me, I know that this would have had a little bit more hoppy flavor.
Yeah, I was
double
like you
dry.
when I heard double.
Right.
I thought double hop.
So dry hopping, like my brother told on the podcast, is after the initial boil and things like that. When they put it in the fermenter, then they put hops in, or the hop pellets in, while it's in the fermenter. And they said it's more for aroma and such. I believe, if I remember correctly, it was more for aroma than the real hoppy taste. Yeah.
But
Sure.
I mean, there's not even aroma.
No, it's very smooth. I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean, this-
honestly, you could even drink this one, Jim.
Yeah, so for me, I think this is actually my favorite one so far of this
Oh,
class
of
today.
the short cans.
Yeah, the short
I would
so-
agree. This is a very good one for for that.
I mean, even the finish is smooth. There's not a lingering aftertaste. So, yes, I think I'm with you. I could drink one can on a hot day.
Right when you got off the mower, and this would be the one you'd grab.
As I'm walking into the house to sit down, I could maybe drink one.
Okay.
Really
Okay,
force
well,
it. With somebody twisting my arm, I probably could do it.
Well, good. I mean, you're making steps in the right direction.
Right.
I'm
But this
proud
is
of
the
you.
smallest can. See, I don't know if I could.
Now we're getting, after these, then we're going to be committed on these other ones.
So what's everybody else think?
Yeah.
I like it. This would. I know I've been climbing, but so we're continuing to climb over here for me. So, plus you got a great can. I love the name of it. So, yeah, this is good for
And
me.
we still haven't figured out what the actual artwork was. And it says Jockamo, but I don't know what does a Jockamo look like.
Jockamo.
Well, there's that song, Aiko, whatever. You know that song. They have Jockamo in the song.
Do we?
Yeah, I am not going to sing it because I can't sing. So
we'd like to.
You'd have to look.
We'd want to hear you sing.
Aiko, 1A or whatever that song is. Just look it up. You'll hear it. They say Jockamo in it. I don't know if it's anything to do with it, but
so
well,
everybody
Hailey, if you want to go first on your score,
we're gonna go with a 2.4.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Personally, I think this is good. I almost get a little bit of a lemony type flavor. I almost get a little bit. I'm going to 2.5. I like it. I think this is by far the best one we've had so far.
Wow, you put right in the middle, huh? Average.
Yep. And for this group, that's high so far.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't found anything that I can say bad about it, which
that's
is hard
big for
me.
you, Jim.
Right, which is really hard because
he normally can say something bad about anything.
I'm struggling. I want to say something bad, but it's I can't. So, but I don't want to ruin my reputation by giving it a good score. So I'm gonna have to go with 2.1. My highest of the day.
Well, so there you go. It's your highest.
Right.
It's your highest.
Stay true to yourself there, Jim.
It's still below average, but
you be you, Jim.
Yeah.
You be you. No, that one, I didn't mind that. I mean, honestly, like I said, the flavor, it was really smooth, and it's exactly what I thought the first one was going to be.
Right.
Being a juicy, where that one was definitely had a harsher flavor than what this one does. So I think they did a good job.
And I think I could recommend that if you're a first-time craft brewer.
Well, we'll get to that.
No, but I mean, if you haven't had one of these first four,
yep,
I would definitely say you could try that one and probably get a good representation of what IPA is. It's probably not a perfect, but I think it's going to give you, it's not going to scare you away from trying other ones.
Right.
And I would also say that it's probably good that you talked about that double hop, because as a person that doesn't drink hoppy beers, knowing that doesn't mean that it will be twice as hoppy as a normal beer would help other people be like, oh, just because it says that doesn't mean it's going to be that.
It's okay, because I think we do have a double IPA in the ones left. So then you'll get to see what
then
that
I really
is.
will understand what that means.
Then you'll understand more what that,
Because, I mean, and this said 30 IBU.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was probably close, the closest to the representing what that bitterness was for the other ones. I think we're off a little bit. This one's probably the closest.
Yeah, I think they did a good job. I mean, it's just very mellow. I liked it.
You even had something good to say about them.
I know. I always have something good to say about these beers. I'm not like Jim.
All right, so get ready, because I think you're going to have to put your big boy pants on for these.
For the next ones?
The tall ones.
Okay. Are you going to ask a question, or are we going to just jump right into one of these big beers here? And
Let's see here.
you've only got 3 questions left, right?
Yeah, 3 questions left.
We got 4 beers. Okay, that's all right.
Still work.
So now they get a little bit harder.
Oh, boy.
I'm stepping up the game a little bit. When was the term India Pale Ale first used?
You want a specific date or a year?
Just a year.
Okay.
You could even tell me where it was used. This is
come on. This is easy.
Right, this is an easy question.
I'm guessing I'm up first again.
No, we're going to have Mike go first.
Oh, we're going to have Mike go first. Okay.
And then if he's wrong, then I'll be able to help you out. Because you got to remember why they're doing it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just trying to think, okay, when they were actually shipping it across the ocean, were they
calling it that yet? Yeah. Or were they just...
Was it just
No, they weren't, because that's the next question.
Oh, okay.
Because they had a different name.
Okay.
See, I'll give you a hint.
Oh, man.
All right, I'm going to give you a hint.
Okay.
It's the first number is a 1.
Giving you the first number.
Okay, so that takes out the Vikings. So that's good. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Man, I don't. I'm just 1650. I have no idea whatsoever.
That's Viking time there, buddy.
No, they were 1100s.
Oh, were they?
Yeah. Oh, I see. Pointing out the answer.
No, it was something on the paper.
And you wonder why I have a complex.
You're complex all the way around.
Well,
All right.
Why don't you give me the correct answer?
that would be, I think, 1829.
You are correct.
Wow.
Wow, I
Wow.
can't believe that.
Well,
So you have
It's the history background, I tell you what.
See, that is
The history
answer
background
correct.
in Jim.
So does it say
And it was used in an Australian newspaper.
really?
Yep.
I never would have.
Australian.
That's wild.
Yep.
I would have never had any clue on that. Because again, like I said, I didn't know if when they were first doing it,
if that would have been the
would they
time.
have come up with, well, we're shipping it to India, so we got to...
Pale ale going to India. India pale
It
ale.
was kind of pale, so...
But the next question is going to actually talk about the name it was beforehand.
Okay.
But I'm not going to give you...
Okay. But you know what I mean? That's cool. I hadn't... So somebody in Australia came up with the name, basically.
Yes.
Huh. Interesting.
See, so I'm here to help you out, buddy.
Again,
That's
not
what I
only
do.
do we entertain, but we educate.
Yeah. I'm learning a lot over here.
She's going, how did I get rooked into this deal? What time is it? Is it time to go yet?
All right, are we ready for...
We're going to the beer with the skull. Biting
Okay.
down on the... Looks like one of them pickaxes or something, doesn't it?
I think that's going to be
Yeah,
us.
it
And
is.
fire coming out of his eyes. Oh.
Yeah, and there's a candle on his forehead. So he looks like... And his grapefruit is his eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. I'm kind of scared. You got a write-up on this one there, Jim?
Just a little bit. Do you want to do that one, Hailey?
Sure. See, a bright and bold IPA that won't burn you buds.
First, though, we should say it's Grapefruit Gunpowder IPA by the Brewing Projekt. Okay.
Okay, back to it.
Yep.
This beer gets its aroma from gunpowder green tea and citrus zest in the boil with generous dry hop additions of citra hop. With its herbal complexity and balanced backbone, this IPA is sure to please. So,
So it's an
I don't know,
IPA
I'm-
with grapefruit, citrus, centennial hops, gunpowder green tea, and orange peel.
All of my favorite things that if I ever wanted to put in something I was going
If
to
you
drink...
didn't know, on a cold winter's day, Jim likes to sit down with a cup of tea and some orange peel.
Yep.
And what else? Oh, gunpowder. You have some gunpowder.
and squeeze a grapefruit into it. Yeah, I am definitely... This is probably the one I was most scared of.
So this is the Brewing Projekt. They're out of Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
Yep.
okay. Close to home.
Yeah. And this was, what was it? 7.1.
7.1.
And do we know the IBUs?
It did not...
It didn't say.
But
We can
again,
look on
I
the
think...
can. I don't know if it says on the can. We'll look. It is definitely a little darker.
Yeah,
And
this,
it definitely has more of a smell.
but it's not like one of the
Yeah,
bigger breweries. They
No.
don't do as much. They do a lot more artwork, and I think, than they do writing on.
Right.
Yeah.
That has a different smell to it.
Yeah, it's a strong smell.
Jim almost threw it on the floor.
Oh,
Is that...
Wow.
Is it the tea or what? I don't know what
Yeah,
that smell
that's almost
is.
like a sour beer.
Wow,
That's something different.
Totally different than all the other ones we've had.
boy, that really tastes
Wow. That is
That is some citrus.
That
man.
is out of left field compared to what we've had.
good. Yeah, is there hops in that?
Oh yeah, there's a little
Yeah.
bit, but it's...
Not everything else kind of drowns it out.
I
I think.
definitely get a strong citrus.
That's citrusy for sure.
Maybe it's the orange peel.
That bitterness. It's the orange
There is
peel.
some orange in that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's that orange peel.
More than I taste the grapefruit, which is good because I hate grapefruit.
Yeah, I'm not a grapefruit
Yeah.
person at all.
Yeah,
I was really dreading that it was going to be overpowering grapefruit.
but
Which is, again, it says it on the can, but it's not in the... It doesn't taste like that. So, I mean,
yeah, the orange kind of covers it all up, in my opinion. Yeah.
I wish that one of us knew what gunpowder green tea tastes like.
See, I love green tea, but I doctor my green tea up with like honey and lemon, so
yeah.
can't say a the true
like the
taste
true-
of
you
green
like
tea.
tea, but
yeah,
not the true...
with all the other add-ins. So
That's kind of like saying I like coffee when it's full of sugar, like a cappuccino.
yeah,
You know?
well, it's in the latte form.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, I wish we knew what it tastes like to see. Okay, is that what we're tasting? I think what we're tasting though is that orange peel. I think that's really a stronger flavor in this.
Yeah,
again,
it's
for
like
me,
a sour beer, in my opinion.
It just
Yeah.
doesn't...
And I hate to
Well,
say
we-
it, Jim, the smell, it's almost like dirty feet a little bit.
Did they find that the wigwam sock?
Doesn't it? It almost smells like dirty socks.
It doesn't smell great.
Yeah, this would not be the beer. The first time craft beer drinker should not try this beer.
She's falling right in line. She's covering up for us, saying it doesn't smell that great. It's not dirty feet, but doesn't know what that smells like.
Yeah, this is
I don't
not-
know. It's got a different thing to it.
Yeah, this is
See,
very
I kind of like
citrusy.
it, but I like sour beers, so that's
Right.
why I think I like this one.
Like I said, it's very citrusy for sure.
Yes.
I get way more of that
Than
I do.
anything.
But what's hard, I mean, how much citrus did you have to put in to overpower the grapefruit? Because grapefruit usually stands through as a flavor that you're going to pick up right
Instantly,
away.
yes.
So whatever they did to,
There is a sweetness to it too. There is
Yeah.
kind of a sweet thing.
It's like
Oh, yeah.
it's like drinking orange juice with beer.
There you
just
go.
pour them both in together.
that's not a mimosa, is it?
No, that's with champagne. I also
Oh.
like. There's not a whole lot I don't like. I like those too.
Man,
Oh,
I don't know. It's
so not to cut you off, buddy, but I was told today that I should put a big shout out to one of our previous guests. So I wanted to give out a big shout to Moose. I had seen him, and he likes hoppy beer, so he probably would have fit in with this category, but he wasn't able to stay. But
he bowed out.
yeah, so I'm biting the bullet for him to drink his part of this.
Okay,
Swill.
well, there's some left in each of these cans, so you can drink those yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe after we stop the session, maybe I will.
Oh, okay, okay.
All right, now we can go back to where before I rudely cut you off.
No, he was. It was about a year ago that he was on the podcast with us.
Yep.
So yeah, that's cool. I'm glad he said to say hi. Yeah, I honestly I don't mind this one. It kind of grew on me,
Yeah.
But
I guess I wouldn't classify it as an IPA just based off of taste.
right.
So I don't
And
know.
that tea. The smell's got to be the tea. Is all I can think of because it's got a little bit of a weird,
Like a herbal.
yeah, like Herb, the guy that lives down the street, smells kind of like that. But yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I'm going 2.6. I kind of like
Whoa.
it. It grew on me like a fungus.
Hailey, you want to go next?
I'm gonna put it right in the middle because this is something I would drink. Like so far, I would have like a can, maybe of the other stuff. I like the Jockamo, but this one so far, I would drink this, but I think because it is such a citrusy tasting one, so I'll give it a 2.5, middle of the track.
Wow.
Still climbing over here.
See, and we know where Jim's going.
Yeah.
This is a solid 1.5. This is not good. There's no way. For one thing, it doesn't taste like grapefruit. It's right on the can.
You
Yeah.
are correct. You are
So
correct.
mislabeling. So I got a docket because it's set. It was that's the hard part again. Like of us buying beers. If you're buying the beer because it says grapefruit,
And
that's
then
what you want to
don't get
taste.
it. Right.
That's what you want to taste. So if it's not in there, it's if it's been covered up by something else, maybe they should have changed their balance of what they were using.
Just called it orange peel gunpowder.
There you go. Yes,
Good answer.
citrusy orange peel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jim, that is a great thing that you said there. I mean, honestly, you're right. I mean, when the average person, anybody goes to the store to, you're looking at the label, and that's what you
Making
take for
your
granted
judgment.
that that's what it's going to be.
Or here's an even better part. They listen to our podcast and we drink it for them, and then we tell them what's in the can.
Yeah,
See?
Yeah.
that's true.
See, we're doing a public service too.
We're helping others.
Yes.
Yeah.
we're trying.
Yeah.
We're trying.
People helping people.
Yes.
It's a
People
beautiful
helping
thing.
people. We don't want people to drink bad beer either.
Right.
We'll do it for you.
Yeah.
We'll definitely tell you if it's bad.
Yeah. And if you're looking for pro staff, we are available. Just letting you know.
All right. So you ready for your next?
Yeah, we're ready.
All right. So I alluded to it, but prior to being called India Pale Ale, what was this beer style called?
Wow.
So should I give you a hint?
Yes, please. Can I phone a friend?
Good. No, you can't.
No. Okay.
One of the words that originally started is the same it was in IPA. One of the words is the same. She only got to come up with one new word.
So it's just
it-
2 words,
Right. It's 2 words.
and one of them is the same.
Yep.
That made it way easier. I don't know about you, Hailey, but I think that's way easier now.
I'm going, is it India? Is it pale? Is it ale?
Well, it wasn't in a pail, so they couldn't call it pale beer, but
Again, this is another easy one.
yes. Wow. It's going to be something dumb. I know it's going to be something dumb. And I'm going to say, because this is totally wrong, I'm going to say it was known as Golden Ale.
Okay. Close.
For whatever reason, the month October is coming to mind. I don't know if it's just on the water. They're often on seas during the fall
Halloween ale?
months.
It was Halloween ale?
I'm going with October Ale.
Good answer. That is correct.
Man.
See, look at that.
So why did they call it October Ale?
Yeah, that's a good question. I was trying
Haley,
to-
why don't you tell me why did they call it October Ale?
Like I said, I
It
think
just
they were
popped in
just
your
yeah,
head.
just
We're close
it's
to-
a beautiful month, you know.
So the only thing that
colors?
they said was it's based on the original brewer who was, I didn't even ask you that question, George Hodgson
Yeah, well, I didn't own that one right off the top of my head.
Georgie.
Yeah.
from London's Bow Brewery. See, I
Okay.
didn't even ask you that. See, I'm giving you the easy questions, not the hard questions.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's all it said is that
So it didn't
it must have been,
something he brewed in
October.
So that's it didn't really go into
it did not go into any,
Interesting.
there might not have been a lot of, he may have been drunk, so there might have been a lot of documentation.
He didn't
of it.
document it, and he's like, I don't know, whatever. Interesting.
So, see,
October Ale. That's weird. I had no idea.
so you didn't know that either?
Nope. And I'm the first person to say I didn't know it.
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, well, I know you would.
I didn't have to say it because I knew it. So that was great.
Good answer.
Yeah.
See,
No,
I knew
no.
there was a reason we brought Hailey.
Exactly.
She knows a lot of this
Yeah.
stuff.
She's really
It's a
smart.
wealth of knowledge.
You just wait. When we start getting into higher octane beers, we'll see how smart she is then.
So
We'll find out.
Yeah.
So we've done 5 so far.
Yeah.
Got 3 to go.
So you're still doing good. You're hanging in there. You're-
I'm doing all right.
we haven't scared you away by IPAs.
No, and if you were going to, that would have been the way to start was IPAs. Because
Well, that's I mean, and again, I'm not a big IPA guy, and I bought all but 2 of these. So, and it was just build your own 6-pack based on what it said IPA. That was the only thing I went for when I bought them. So I had no previous knowledge or taste of going any of these. So
It is kind of funny that you say that because we did kind of start her off on kind of a very polarizing category.
it was
Right
a
into
big
the fire.
choice. Yeah.
right into the
Interesting.
fire. It wasn't even like
But
a
see,
slow, gradual.
now we're pretty sure she can hang. So
Yeah.
and we got 3.
we got three
pint.
big cans to go yet.
Yes. All right. What do we have next?
Well, the next one, and we've been here to this brewery a number of times.
Yes.
And it's Topling Goliath King Sue. And this is a double IPA.
What I read.
Now, when the other one said double dry hop, this is different. This is a stronger beer.
So are we going to taste hops?
Oh, you probably will.
All right.
Oh,
do you-
look, it says double dry hop King Sue, double India Pale Ale. Nice.
Just all sorts of doubles.
And see, there's a dinosaur.
I know. Well,
That's
Sue.
Sue. That's
yeah,
Sue. Yeah.
Sue the T-Rex.
Yeah.
So I was only able to find one sentence. Do you want to read that one?
Let's see. This full-bodied hazy double IPA is citra hopped with a juicy combination of mango, orange, and pineapple flavors, finishing with a grapefruit aroma and ferocious bite. I'm guessing that's Sue. That's Sue in there with the ferocious bite.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
And you see down there, Topling Goliath. They're out of Decorah, Iowa.
Or Iowa.
Very nice brewery. We've been on
Very
it.
nice brewery. Big brewery,
Yes.
honestly.
Yeah.
Yes.
2 levels to the brewery.
Yeah, it's
wow, that's cool.
and it's not. It's only like an hour away from here. So I mean, it's
Yeah.
the drive isn't bad.
Yep.
It's just you're going through the Iowa flat, so it's just kind of a boring drive, but
Yeah.
it's worth. It's
Check
the
it
hard
out
part
if
is to
you're-
go there.
if you're in the
Drink.
area.
Yeah, if you
Watch when I pour it. That's a little different color. That's a lot
yeah.
lighter color.
Very light. And it's a 7.8 ABV,
Oh.
but it doesn't have the IBU.
No, I
Look
couldn't
on the
find-
can. I don't know if it said on the
Yeah.
can anywhere.
With your good eyes, you better just hand off.
With my quadfocals.
better just hand it
and
off.
your glorious lighting down here.
You better just hand it off to somebody that doesn't have glasses.
You have to look in.
Well, I should be wearing my glasses.
Oh.
Yeah, me and my doctor don't.
It
see
doesn't.
eye to
It
eye
doesn't
on
say.
that.
It doesn't say. We just go with it.
Yeah.
But
Ooh,
I'm assuming it's going to be a little higher IBU.
It's probably going to be higher IBUs.
I don't see it on there.
Oh, I can
Oh, you
smell.
can smell the hops.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Just my opinion. The smell is way stronger than the
Yes.
flavor
Yeah,
for the hops.
yes.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
The flavor is definitely not bad. I was expecting
Kind
much
of a
big-
fuller,
like a
fuller flavor to
Punch
it.
you in the mouth.
Right. I mean, especially when
you
they said
know.
ferocious bite. I don't.
Yeah.
No,
I don't really think this
it's kind
is
of like a warm cuddly.
Yeah, this is not a good answer.
Yeah.
Sue, we're sorry about that. Don't
We
come up
apologize.
here. Yeah.
You look tough.
That was Hailey that said that.
But I mean, actually, this is not bad. I mean,
No.
there's like the finish is smooth. It doesn't have a bad aftertaste.
No.
The hops they use are not like overpowering.
No,
like I
this
said,
is-
on
It's
the
just the
aroma
smell.
is
The
there,
aroma
but-
is-
but
yeah.
the actual taste itself, you really
and
don't
they
get
said
that bite.
there was a grapefruit aroma to it, and I don't smell that. I just smell the hops.
I don't know if I get like a mango at all or not. I really don't get that.
It's just really rich compared to the rest.
Right.
You know, the
Yeah.
rest has been
Yep.
a lot lighter than this.
Yeah, this is not bad. I
I like
was
this.
really expecting something much more like tart, like
Bitter.
you're gonna
That bitter taste.
wince at the flavor, but this is definitely not bad.
No,
good
not
job
at all.
with this.
Yeah,
one.
this is
Yeah.
good.
But I can't. It's not that good. It's okay.
Let's
Would you
be
sit down?
clear.
Would you sit down and drink a 6-pack of it in one sitting? No, probably not. But really, Topling Goliath is really known for their IPAs,
Yes.
as well.
Pseudo Sue.
Yes,
So they almost run into Sue line.
yeah,
Did you get that?
I got that.
The SOUIX.
Yeah, I know, Jim.
Oh.
Yeah, the railroad, Jim. The railroad. Yes.
No, I was trying to give you crayons so you could figure it out.
Oh, I appreciate that. No, this is not bad.
So do you want to go first?
Who? Me? Or
Yeah, you look like you got that
You got
look
some
on your
things to say.
You got
Mike.
that look on your
I
face.
can wait. You can go first if you want, Jim. You haven't went first in a while.
All right. Well, I do like it. I can't believe I'm saying it. I think it's of the 2, 4, 6 that we've had. I think I actually like this one the best of this.
Yeah.
Not of all beer I've ever had.
Right,
Just
right.
this.
Yep.
IPA.
Yes.
Of the ones we've had so far.
So I'm gonna go 2.2. I'm gonna stretch it
I'm
out.
glad we were sitting down. He went over at 2 with a pale ale. Wow.
I'm gonna stretch out. I really.
He usually saves that for other beers.
I almost pulled a hammy when I said that one. But I do like it. I mean, it's not bad. I think again, I would recommend somebody try this one if you're trying craft beer for the first time. I think this would be worth it. This is pretty decent.
Yeah. If you like that hops flavor, I would agree.
Okay. Yeah. So what are you thinking
So
of?
for me, I like the one before, and again, that's probably because of that citrus, but this one is kind of like a fuller taste to me, a heavier taste, which is surprising for pale ales. I always think very light and crisp. So I would say for this one, we're going to go down a little bit, but not much. It's going to be a 2.4 for me.
All right.
So
Well,
just because of that happy taste, and that's just not for me. But
so let me ask a follow-on question to you then.
yeah.
So you actually had the Jockamo at 2.4 and this at 2.4. So is there a distinction for you between the two?
So flavor-wise, there's a distinction for the two, but in terms of drinkability, they're the same to me. Like, although I do like, this would be like the lighter version, this would be a little more heavier version, but they would still be about the same in terms of if I'm going to turn to a beer, what I'm going to grab. So
Perfect.
There you go.
Just wanted to clarify.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So that the listeners
happy
knew.
to do it, Jim. Yeah.
Awesome. Good work.
In your face, Jim.
Yeah.
I agree for score. I'm going to 2.4. I when you said anybody could drink it, Jim, I think like a real brand new person, I don't know if I'd have them start with this. Just because it's a double IPA, it's a little bit stronger. Can't remember which one it was down here. If it was the Jockamo or the one of those that was very much, I think would be more something I'd steer them to first. I like it. It does have a little bit, that citrusy thing. For a double IPA, it's really smooth, in my opinion. And I think they did a good job. So, I'm going to go with 2.4. I just think that, like I said, the only thing I disagreed with you was I wouldn't start somebody on it because I think it's going to be a little bit too much.
There is that
start
hops
with.
taste, too, that comes
And hops
at
are
the end.
Hops are very polarizing, I think. People
You either love it or
they
you're...
hate it. There's no in between.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because they're so distinct.
Jim was on
We all
this
know where
side,
Jim
and
is.
He's kind of about here now. He's starting to move, but you know what I mean? It's more the average person, they love them or they hate them.
Right. And if you haven't drank a lot of IPA beers to know what that hop flavor is
it
like,
is, yeah.
it can really catch you off guard.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I think now, after I've had a couple more sips of it, Mike, I think you're right. I think this might be the second one I'd recommend. Like that Jockamo, I think would be a good one to start.
Yep.
This would be a good one. For me, recommend the second one if you're having two.
Yeah.
But I don't think I could drink the full pint. I mean, this is a lot.
This
For
is
a
like the
double
one and done
IPA,
for
it's a
me.
very good double IPA.
Yes.
Where these others have been single IPAs.
Or juicies.
Or juicy. You know what I mean? So a double IPA is kind of like for a stout if you go to an imperial stout, where it's, there's going to be it's stronger.
There's a little bit of a jump there.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's why, like I said, I don't think that wouldn't be the first one that I recommended to a new person just because it's a double. Now There's single IPA, double, triple, quadruple. I've had one
Really?
quadruple.
I didn't know any of that.
Yeah, and actually the quadruple was not that bad, surprisingly. So it's just, kind of different things. They just keep bumping it up a little bit. So
Well, and I think just looking at this, everybody, I think an IPA is kind of a staple for any craft brewery.
Yep.
So you've got to how are you going to tweak your IPA so it sticks out from the neighbors? What are you doing different? So
But
I'm sure.
still matches your brand and what you want to do with your beers.
Yes.
well, the next brewery we have, they stood out because they named it after some hippies.
Yes, they
Revenge
did.
of the Hippies.
This is Revenge of the Hippies by Drekker. Now,
Yes.
we've had a number of Drekker beers.
Yes, we have.
And they have a lot of sours
Yep.
and a lot of IPAs.
Yes, they have.
And look at the can. It's got a peace sign on it. It definitely looks like something a hippie
There's
would draw.
something a hippie would want. Yeah.
But I think
and
this
I'm not sure what that critter is. It could be a hop, I guess. Some kind of...
is that the peace sign.
There's a peace sign in the
there's a
back, but
peace
there's
sign,
like
but
a
it's
little
this-
animal crawling around.
some
gotcha.
kind of
Yep.
thing.
like a
there.
lizard or something.
Yeah.
That kind of looks like the beer that
And this
Toby
is-
and I had on Friday night.
Oh,
The green.
That was really not very good looking.
He said it tasted good. I didn't try it.
Do you have a picture of that, or does Toby?
Toby does.
Toby has a picture, and it is the most vibrant, fluorescent green I've ever seen.
It
I
looks.
think.
If you ever saw a movie and it had nuclear waste,
That would be the color.
That was the color, and I don't.
and
It looked
what
wrong.
made it even better is he's pouring it. Chunks would come out and drop. And bloop, 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 bloop.
And it was a beer?
Yeah, and he drank it all.
I think he must have had it sitting for a while or something.
Yeah, I was glad he stopped by because it had been a couple years in my fridge. So I'm like, Toby, will
You
drink
had
this.
it?
Yeah, Toby will
Oh
drink
my
it.
gosh, Toby will drink it. Toby will drink anything.
He's like Mike. He'll drink
That's why
anything.
Toby's not here today. 'Cause he drank that nuclear waste beer.
Yeah.
So this beer, like I was saying, is from Drekker, and they're out of Fargo, North Dakota.
Yep.
And this is Revenge of the Hippies. It's an 8% ABV. Revenge of the Hippies was brewed with oats and spelt, whatever spelt is, and hopped with Mosaic, Citra, Azaka. And then we hit it with something totally new to us, Mosaic Spectrum, which is a crazy new super sciencey way.
That's a very technical term.
Yes, technical term. Way to get loads of primo Mosaic dry hop vibes, flavor,
Boy.
and aroma while keeping it mellow and smooth. Okay, I'm a little concerned about this one.
Right.
Is it going to be
They
super?
did a lot of
It
talking up
kind
there.
of scares me a little
Drekker
bit.
does. And I do give them credit. Their cans are very...
Yes.
They always have really cool artwork
can.
on them. Yeah. So...
I like
Boy.
that. Do you think someone in-house does their artwork, or they hire somebody to do that?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Very good question.
That's a
Yep.
very good question. I don't know.
Yeah.
I do like where it's brewed.
Fargo?
Fargo?
Brewhalla.
The movie? Oh,
Brewhalla.
Brewhalla.
That's the name of their
Oh.
building. They put
Oh,
it
they call it Brewhalla.
You know what's funny?
It's like,
See?
oh man, I thought
You
it
know
was
what's funny?
Fargo.
And it's really sad, actually. So my daughter plays college basketball, and she played in Fargo, and we went to Fargo Brewing, and we went to another brewery, and totally didn't realize Drekker was right
in
there,
there.
too. So we totally missed out on it.
You could have brought some really good beers back there.
Yeah. I could have,
But-
I didn't. I let you down.
Again.
Wow, this
that's
is
light.
almost the
Wow.
same color as the last one.
Yeah, super yellow.
It's almost got that
And what did we say the ABV was on this?
look back
7 something.
In 8%.
Oh, 8%. Sorry, Jim.
Yeah.
Put your big boy pants on, Jim.
Well, I mean, I don't know if the ABV translates to IBU, though.
No, it didn't say anywhere on the can what the IBUs were, so
Let's hope it's like mellow.
it's the aroma's mellow.
Yeah, it doesn't smell super strong. I don't know.
Wow.
It's
I'm kind of a bit of a unsure on this one.
I say it's a little bit
I'm
confusing.
confused, yeah.
Yes.
Nondescript. It's like whatever, maybe that science-y thing.
Yeah. Maybe you shouldn't have been
It
in
went
the
above our
science,
heads here.
shouldn't have been in the sciencey lab so long.
Maybe they tricked themselves. I don't know. That's,
It's different.
It's different for sure.
but for an 8%, it does not taste like 8%. I
No.
mean, you don't get a.
There's hops in there, but it's something else with it. You know, it's not just
There's
hops.
something.
I don't know. Although I don't.
Yeah, Jim didn't go that deep into the research.
And sometimes it, like,
Although some of these words are the things that they did it with. I'm like, well, I guess I don't know what with mosaic would taste like anyway.
Well, Mosaic is a strain of hops.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yes. So all those names, Citra and all that, those are different.
Those are
hops.
all the different hops.
Different hops. Yep. So they use a lot of different hops in this one.
See.
And like I said, this is
to me is like art.
so the last two that we've
Not a
had.
hop.
Yes.
The last two that we've had have both been double IPAs.
Sure.
And what is weird, this does not taste super hoppy. I mean,
like there's definitely hops, but it's not like
Like it's-
overwhelm you.
Right.
Like, what's the word that the last one used? Like, ferocious.
ferocious. Yeah.
The last two have not had. Again, I mean, you think it's an IPA, this is double IPA. So, like, I would be hesitant of buying this just to taste it. I mean, we're kind of doing it because we're doing a tasting, but would I, if I saw this in a cooler somewhere, go up and reach up and buy this? I don't know if I would, just by the way the name is on it, but then when you taste it, it's not that bad. So, I mean...
Well, it's a good thing that I bought it then, wasn't it?
Yes, you are good, Mike.
Yes.
Thank you for bringing it.
You're welcome. Thank you.
But, I mean, isn't that kind of
Yeah,
what
no,
our
yes, I
our
agree
point
with
of,
you.
like...
Yep.
I think craft beer is exploding so rapidly, so
Yes.
like you don't. If the average person looks at this can, reads the words, a lot of
I
people are going to be
wouldn't
scared right
touch
away.
it. Yeah, I wouldn't
The
touch it.
thing that I think scares a lot of people off would be the double IPA.
Right. And
You know.
really, this. I mean, this. I
This
wouldn't.
isn't
Even,
any worse than just a single IP.
See, there you go.
and I wouldn't think this can't be more than like 30 between
It
30
sure
and 40
doesn't
range
taste
for
it
IBU.
sure- right, it does not taste like it's real hops.
So-
Real hoppy, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, and I think that's kind of where I struggle with craft beer, because there are so many different variations, so many varieties. But unless you do a tasting like this, there's no way you would
You
know.
for sure.
Right. I mean, because that's kind of why we, I guess, like doing this, right, Mike? I mean,
Yeah.
But that's the nice thing about, you were talking about how you can do a lot of pick your own
Right.
with Mike, and I feel like that's a lot of microbreweries right now, is you can do that to kind of sample what they have, because there is so little known about all of these different ones, and what you can pick from is kind of
Well, like on
overwhelming.
last week's podcast, BK and I had talked about that a little bit, and we kind of were talking how, at one point in Wisconsin, they were trying to pass a bill to get rid of tap rooms from breweries.
Right.
But it's like how most of the craft breweries out there are so small, they're not distributed by distributors,
big label. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
well, they can't even bottle their own.
Correct.
It comes in
Correct.
a
So how-
growler or whatever.
Yeah.
how could they get anybody to taste it? And like I said, that's why I like going to craft breweries, because you can, not all of them, but most of them, you can get a flight.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can try all these different flavors, just see what they have.
And what you like,
Yeah,
which is nice.
exactly. And
I mean-
most of the time when we go to a craft brewery, the first thing we do is get flights, and we try all of them. And then we'll go, oh, I like that. So then maybe get a pint of that or something. But yeah,
But like this,
But
I mean, you can't. If you look, that's the hard part. You just look through. You're looking through a glass door in a freezer. Do I buy this or do I buy a stout?
right.
As I'm saying that, and the thing about it too is some of these names are so misleading. And after I've tried them, I'm like, oh man, I would have never tried some of these just off of what was on the can or what I read, and I'd be missing out on some that I actually like I've mentioned before, the fruit one.
Yep.
Yeah,
The
see?
grapefruit, I would have never picked that one because it was an IPA. And so being able to, I don't know, be super accurate,
Right.
with your labeling, I think is important when you're a microbrewery and you want people to try your stuff. You want to make sure they know what they are actually getting, because
it is funny when you're talking, because you have to go off of the label.
yes.
And Jim, I'm sure you can agree with me on this. It seems like IPAs and sours have the craziest labels of any beer out there.
Yep.
My opinion. I mean, when you get into all these other ones, it's more just kind of, more kind of a professional, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean-
where sours and IPAs, they have just this wild artwork and just craziest names and write-ups on them.
Well, I mean,
than
look
anything.
at Barntown Brewing. All their sours were sweet.
Yeah.
None of them
Yeah.
were sour. So it's like,
Yes.
how do they even fit in that category?
That is a big thing right now, is that, and there still are some sours out there that are really tart, but the vast majority are really sweet.
right. So it's like,
You know?
I mean, we were all scared. I mean, and then all our wives, they liked it.
And we didn't try a one that was bad.
No, they
that
were
was
all-
the craziest thing. If you're ever in the Des Moines area, again,
Clive. Was it Clive? Just outside one of the
yes,
burbs?
Clive.
Okay.
Clive, Iowa. Yep. Barntown Brewing, if you're into sours and if you're into barrel aging, go to Confluence, because those were unbelievable breweries.
All right. Well, we got to give us a score. We got to give the Hippies.
scores.
The Hippies
Dang
get a
it.
score.
I almost skipped ahead.
You're like,
Well, you start it, Jim.
all right. Well, I mean, I do like it. I think it's actually, it might be
He doesn't want to say it, but he liked it a lot. It's his favorite so far.
I think, but I still like the Jockamo.
He likes the taste of
Giacomo was the nice.
he likes the taste of the hippies.
I'm going to say a 2.3.
Oh, okay.
Hang
Wow.
on, I got a tear coming. He's getting better.
It's not
coming
average.
around.
It's not average.
I'm like a proud parent right now. He's getting
It's
there.
like still below average, but
It's not that below though.
right. It's creeping up towards average.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just I want to make sure I was clear.
Yes, I understand.
Okay.
Haley.
I'm up. I would say I'm more of this one was not my favorite. So I'm going to go with a 2.2 just because I think flavor wise, I would have picked a 2.1, but the can is cool.
All right. So then, just to clarify,
Yeah.
your other 2.2
is-
was the happy place.
Yep.
So
I know it.
how do
Jim-
you differentiate those two?
Jim hates ties, just to let you know.
I'm picking up on that. He's asked me every time. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Again, I think this is just more of what I expected with a hoppy beer. Like it's more happy, which again, if you are an IPA, so I don't want to rank it super low because it is what it says it is, I guess is my point to this one. Whereas this one it didn't say what it was. It was very much just your common beer. It sounds so bad, but like you could drink that and you wouldn't know it was an IPA at all. So I could totally drink this. Whereas this, I'm choosing an IPA and I know it's an IPA and it's just not my thing. So
But you do rate them the same, but they are
again,
different.
they fall into the different spectrums for me, but drinking wise, they're the same.
Okay. Perfect.
Does that work for you?
Yep.
Yeah,
No, I mean,
okay.
just I wanted to make sure that because if the listeners are out there like, well, how do you get two? What they do, they are different styles of hop.
And moving forward, I will never match up scores again. Now I know.
Wait till I give my answer.
Yeah.
Mike, don't do it.
Just
Don't
because
do it.
I don't want to have to go through what you just went through again. I'm going to go a 2.1 because I haven't used it yet, and Jim won't ask me to explain it. I'll give it a 2.1, but it was all right for
Nothing to write home about.
for a double IPA. It was okay. I mean, it definitely had like a citrusy something to it, and it was okay. I mean, I don't mind it, but would it be the first one I grabbed? Maybe not. But it wasn't offensive at all, and like I said, I just don't want to have to go through what you put Hailey through. So
I will point out this distinction too, that I ranked that one the highest of us three.
yeah, because
Did you see that?
because I didn't want to have to go through the justification
yourself into a
process.
corner?
So I just went what I hadn't used yet.
And I didn't know any
So
better
I'm
yet.
I'm gonna apologize or say way to go to the next one because it's got to be lower or higher than what I've used.
So I have the final question.
Yes, sir. Okay.
I wish that we could have had this tasting on Thursday. Why?
On Thursday.
And what day is that?
That would have been
This coming Thursday or
Nope.
this past
this past
Thursday?
Thursday,
Yep.
July. It would have still been July, or is that?
August 1st.
It was August 1st. Okay. I was like, is it the last day of summer
I
for
think I'm
teachers?
right, right?
We
Wasn't
don't
it?
pay
That was
attention
August
to
1st, right?
calendars.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Why do I wish that we could have done this on August?
Because that's the birthday of the guy that first did the pale ales.
Close. Dang it. Close.
Oh, here. Why don't you?
That's
Why don't
the
here?
date of the. Oh.
Scratch your head. Think it through. Think it through.
Maybe you know what we didn't think of
What didn't I think of?
is maybe it was the National Day for IPA.
National IPA Day. I should have known
yeah,
that.
right.
Good answer.
Thank you.
Which is funny because last night I had a beer and a thing popped up and said, "Oh, congratulations, National IPA Day!" And I was like, "Oh." But I
so
didn't
you
realize
haven't
it
had
was
a
Thursday. I didn't realize it was.
notification.
Yeah, but I didn't realize that was. But that was on a Friday. It wasn't on Thursday. So
Yeah.
So it's celebrated the first Thursday in August.
okay, nice.
Good to know. Wow.
See, I'm helping you guys out again. I mean,
It hasn't been on my Google Calendar yet, but
it
I'll
will
make
be
sure.
now.
I'll
It
make
will
sure
be
to
now.
add
you
it.
can add it on there. So now we're down to our last beer.
We're down to our last beer.
Holy
So we're
moly.
doing. I think we're doing good, right? You're
Yeah,
still.
you're still okay.
Okay.
I'm still
You're-
with it, guys.
You're not.
Yeah.
You're not.
I'm not
sick,
falling out of
you're
my
not-
chair. I'm not sick yet.
You're not
so-
tired of Jim yet.
Well, of the things we listed. No,
Thank you.
just kidding.
So this brewery, we've had
Yeah.
a lot
A lot. And
of
we
their
like
beer.
it.
Jim and I have had a lot of their beers.
Okay.
Founders,
Yes.
4 Giants, and the Haze of Destiny.
The names are great.
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
names of these
Well,
beers
and usually,
are.
like with Founders, they're in a can.
Look at
or a bottle, I mean.
Look at the artwork. I'm not sure who those people are, but
They're four giants.
Well,
they're four giants.
they're the founders too.
Yeah, 8.4% ABV and 50 IBUs.
And Hailey, do you want to do the last paragraph read there for this episode?
Last paragraph?
No,
The
no.
first one or
No.
I was gonna
For
The
this,
last reading.
Yes.
Sure.
Oh.
Yes,
Yes.
okay.
Sorry.
The haze of destiny has been awakened.
Ooh, wait, you see,
know.
there's an exclamation point.
Yeah, they
It's a weekend.
should have yelled it.
Yeah.
A big, bold, imperial, hazy IPA, 4 giants, and the haze of destiny is smoothed out by copious amounts of oats.
Copious?
Copious. For those of you that don't know, it means a lot.
Mike? A lot. That's for Mike.
Thank you.
Amounts of oat and wheat to create an inviting yet mysterious haze. Don't let it fool you. This behemoth of a beer.
That means big.
Oh,
For those of you that don't know.
For Jim.
For Jim.
oh thanks.
This behemoth of a beer is not to be handled lightly. Fulfill your destiny with 4 Giants Imperial Hazy IPA.
Ooh, Imperial.
Imperial.
So this
might
should be a little bit.
This should be
And you
the
said
big stuff.
50
huh?
IBUs.
50
So,
IBUs, 8.4% ABV.
so this is
50
our
IBUs.
highest ABV of the
of the
episode.
of this whole episode. Yep.
Okay.
So this has there's a lot of high expectations for this.
Yeah.
These guys on here are interesting.
Yeah.
Can. Okay.
Well,
The aroma is
I don't
just-
smell
it's-
much. I don't.
Yeah.
It's pretty mellow on the aroma.
Not a whole lot. For me, there's not a whole
For
lot
an
going on.
Imperial IPA,
I don't get 8.4 at all.
I don't get the Imperial part.
For ABV. I mean, it's very, very mellow.
Mellowed out.
Mellow,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Would
even the
agree.
finish. I mean,
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
all of
it's-
them, there's not. Again, I was expecting a lot more.
I don't get that
A lot.
dryness on your tongue at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first ones, the lower ABV ones had more dry finish than these
Yep.
bigger cans. I don't know. This is really weird.
Interesting.
Wow.
And I'm pretty sure I've never had this beer before.
Never?
No, there's a few of them on here I've never had before.
Wow. See, I always bring out the best stuff for Mike. Always. This,
Or the swilly he wants to get rid of.
to,
Oh no, wait. Actually,
To me, it's always the best stuff for
actually,
Mike.
I normally do that to Jim. I'll send him the really high dollar, good looking ones. Say, hey, why don't you buy
Why don't you
this?
pick this up?
Yeah, and then I bring a bunch of garbage that I don't want to drink myself.
Back of the fridge.
See? Smart.
Mike's thought this through.
See how
Yeah.
I get abused all the time.
That's why I'm the Northwoods Beer Guy, and he's the research guy.
I heard the emphasis.
Research
you know.
/ money man.
Yeah.
Yes. See how I see where my purpose in life is now. Wow, this is hard to describe.
It
I mean,
kind of is, Jim.
Yeah, I
the
don't-
taste itself is not offensive, but there's not a lot
There's
to
nothing
it.
that makes it stand out.
Correct.
I mean, have we had an Imperial Hazy IPA?
If we have, it hasn't been many.
Because I mean,
We've had hazy.
right?
We've
Generally,
had Imperial,
hazy
but-
are a little less
Yeah.
hoppy.
Yep.
But then if you say Imperial Hazy, is it like twice as less?
Is it a double negative thing, or
You know what I'm saying? I mean, is
Yeah.
that what it means? Or
I don't know. It
again, see, like we come up with these hypothetical questions that maybe somebody out there that's listening knows what. But I mean, I guess for me, I don't.
I thought there's.
I was expecting a lot
more
more.
flavor,
Hoppy
is what I was
flavor.
thinking. There is a citrusy thing, but it's very
And there is hops. It's just not blow your
very-
socks off.
yeah.
Very
Yeah.
muted,
Pretty
very
mellow.
mellow, muted. I was expecting because I mean this was the biggest beer on the end. I thought this was going to have a lot more bite to it. I guess that's the
Well, I would have too when you see Imperial. I would have thought this is going to be like,
It's
where
super-
Jim is going to
yeah.
get really
You say,
angry
Yeah.
and stuff
Put
like
your
that.
big boy pants on.
yeah. This is not. I mean, this is not.
It's not bad, but it's not really
But again, I
Nothing to
don't know
write
if
home about.
correct.
I don't even know if I could drink a whole can of it though.
I couldn't.
I mean,
but
this-
I'm also not a hops gal, so.
Do you want to go first? I mean, I'm still trying to figure out what I'd even give it first.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and ask. Did I? I'm checking my own scores here.
Yeah, because you don't want
God
to go
forbid
through the
I
last
do
two.
another one. I think I haven't delved into the ones yet, so I'm gonna go with a 1.9.
Okay, that's solid.
Just because it's not my favorite. It's my least favorite.
Is it-
Unfortunate. Well, I'm sure we'll get into the ranking thing later, but yeah, no, I
I
like
mean, is
it.
there anything that stands out why that's different between all the other ones?
Yeah, it's more happy, but not like I said, it's not a blow your socks off kind of happy, but it's also there's just nothing else that it really stands out to me. So it's kind of blah. It's a happy blah.
Good
I agree
description.
100% with the 1.9 because I haven't used that yet either. And there's no way I could justify it being the top one. So,
Yeah.
for me, Jim, I thought it was going to be a lot stronger than what it was. there's a little bit of a weird thing to the taste. I don't know what that is. I don't know how to describe it. It's just a different flavor that you're kind of like, I don't know what that is, you know. And Founders we've had so many good Founders beers. And,
but they've all been barrel aged.
They've been barrel aged, you know, yes. KBS, CBS, all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And the last podcast, Brian, you know, BK and I had the Cranfather, a barrel aged cranberry beer, unbelievably good. And this one,
so maybe that's their. I don't know, but that's their kind of.
That's their niche. They're
and so this is for somebody that comes in and it's like, I love IPAs. I want an IPA, and
but
again,
like Jim had said before, when you're looking just at the can and the name and all that, when you saw Founders, I'll guarantee you thought, yes, it's going to be good.
That's exactly
and I don't think this is one of their better representations. I apologize to Founders. We still would like to be a pro staff.
We still like you.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm right in there with you. I'm gonna go with the 1.7. So now what we do, we're getting close to the end. We finished all the beers, and I'll turn it over to Mike.
And now Hailey has to chug the rest of the beers that's left.
Oh,
I put it down, but it was not my favorite.
So we'll just give, like you say, top 2 or top 3,
yeah.
And then just a summary of the whole, like.
So we'll start with Jim. Typically what we do is, like, now we would say, okay, what were your top 1 or 2 beers? Mm-hmm. And then is there one that you would recommend for a new person that's just getting into it?
It's already up here.
Well, I'll let you go first. And then I'll end. You want me to end or start?
You start.
All right, let me see the.
Oh, I got to give you the scores back. Yeah. All your ones and that 1-2 that you had.
Yeah, so I think I really liked the Revenge of the Hippies. I mean, again, I have to always temper this with, I do not like IPAs. I would never pick this my first, second, maybe not even third choice. So whatever I give for scores would probably not match up with anybody. But these couple were, I think, okay. So I think somebody's just trying an IPA would be not scared away by trying what I think is okay IPAs. So I like the Revenge of the Hippies. I like the Jockamo, and I like the King Sue.
Okay.
Would you ever see me in a bar drinking one? No.
I can see it now.
I would never
with
even.
His toes dangling in the lake.
I think he goes in, he's got like a big trench coat on, hat, glasses. Can I get the IPA over there? And then he's some obscure bar that's not around town, so we don't see him. That's what I picture in my head now.
Not going by the name Jim.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
What's your name, buddy? My name is Tim. Yeah, Tim. Tim, yeah.
So you would never catch me, and I would never, if anybody ever asked me, what beer would you, I would never even recommend an IPA. So it's hard for me to do this judging, but I will say that I'm glad we tried it because I was expecting the worst, but it actually turned out much better than what I thought. So I think I'll leave it at that. I'll get.
I'm up.
Yep. Are you good? I mean, nothing scripted, whatever you think is.
No, I got you.
Okay.
No, I would say kind of similar to you. I am not an IPA, so my recommendations would be for somebody that, wants to try IPAs but isn't wanting to be blown away by hops. That's how I put it.
Good answer. Yep.
I would say my number one was this, and again, it's probably because it wasn't, in my mind, it's not really a hops drink. It's the Grapefruit Gunpowder, and then I would go 2 different directions. If you're liking that and you're like, I wish I had more hops, I would go more of the King Sue route. You're like, oh, I like that more. Or you're going the other direction. You're like, yeah, no, that wasn't, not IPA for me. And then that would be the Jockamo. So for me, the number one was the Grapefruit Gunpowder, and then King Sue second, because it is truly that IPA. And then third would be that Jockamo, where it's like, I'll do an IPA, but very lightly. So.
Are you sure you haven't had many craft beers before?
Like I said, just that one time in Minneapolis, or I don't even think it was Minneapolis. It's actually St. Paul that does the beer.
There's beers all over the cities.
Yeah.
So here's a good question for you. Mm-hmm. How many IPAs have you tried?
And so here's the thing is I went to a baseball game with my uncle Roll. And I was relatively young, and there was really just, he likes IPAs. And so he got us IPAs, and I can't even remember which one it was, but it was a strong one. I was very happy. And I was like, oh my God, note to self, don't order that. Don't buy that. I hate that. And so I've been very turned off from IPAs, but now doing the sampling, I'm realizing that, but that's the thing is you never know.
She realized that there's other flavors and there's good beers.
There are some very strong hops, and then
So
there's less strong hops.
So your first exposure to an IPA was not very good.
Yeah, it's horrible.
But then these
have shown me that there's a lot of variety in that
can we do
wheelhouse. So, mic drop.
Mic drop. Yeah, we're done. I don't even have to do mine now.
Did we accomplish?
We accomplished something.
We
brought
made it.
somebody that's never
Somebody
tried
that was not an IPA fan
or craft beer drinker
realized that there's some things out there that aren't as bad.
Mm-hmm. But I would agree, though, if you're going to do microbrews and you want to do a sample. Like, that's the best way to go about it, because
totally agree.
These names even can be misleading, and so... Yeah.
But at least we didn't scare you off, and at least nothing tasted horrendous.
No, nothing was so horrible I couldn't finish it. So,
I mean, what do you think? I mean, is there one that you really liked? Your favorite one?
For me, honestly, probably my favorite was kind of torn between two of them. Okay. The Grapefruit Gunpowder IPA actually kind of shocked me a little bit. Yeah. It was very smooth.
Yeah, come on over, Mike.
Yeah.
Join me.
Exactly. And then the King Sue I really liked. But the third one, the one I would recommend to a new person, is the Jockamo. I mean, it was very smooth, very non-hoppy, so to speak.
Yeah.
For an
just
IPA.
a little
For an IPA.
lingering.
Because like I said before,
Enough to get you...
hoppy and IPAs and things are so polarizing. You love them or you hate them. And there's people, they won't even try it because it says IPA. Or, and there's so many variations, because there's American pale ales, which are smoother or less hoppy than an India pale ale, and these are pretty much all IPAs.
Right.
But yeah, I think it was a great class. There's some I probably wouldn't recommend, but I think that those three, the King Sue, the Grapefruit Gunpowder, and then the Jockamo, is the one I would say anybody could drink. And yeah, I think they were good.
All right. So any last minute words of wisdom for the audience?
Words of wisdom would be, don't be afraid to try an IPA, as long as you're surrounded by people that know what they're doing.
Awesome. Let's get a knuckle pump on that. That's awesome.
Hang on. I got something in my eye. Why is it so dusty down here, Jim?
Yeah.
Man, we're so glad that you were able to join us.
Well, we're going to see how the response is. If we get a bunch of...
Do we bring her back again to see
if
we can
we
do
get
a
good, people are contacting us saying, you should bring her back, then you'll be back.
I'll contact my family so that they can all weigh in. Everybody come listen to this so that they think it's me and they invite me back.
There you go.
She'll be like, well, she might not want us back on the next. She might be like doing on her own here.
I'm pretty sure I could see where the fans would not want one of us back.
It might be you, Mike.
I never thought of that. Dang it. Well, you guys can use my microphones, I guess.
They are really nice.
Yeah, thank you. Awesome. Well, hey, thank you so much, Hailey, for agreeing. Because like I said, we started on a category that's very polarizing, honestly. And you survived.
I did.
So it's awesome.
Made it.
So like I said, we'll see. We'll see if people want you back or not.
Of course,
people have wanted Jim back, and I
she did it very fast. At least there wasn't a large crowd like we normally have. Like tens and tens of people.
Yeah, tens of thousands of people in the stands here.
So she wasn't afraid to talk to the mic.
Correct. Or
the
me.
mic. Yeah, or
the mic. The mic, yes.
So she wasn't scared.
Both the mics.
Yes.
There you go.
Oh,
nice.
So that was good. Yes.
Awesome. Well, hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening in. Thanks for being nice to Hailey, because,
thank you.
She's new.
Yeah.
We really had, low expectations, and she totally exceeded those.
I think she hit
I was impressed.
Hit it out of the park.
Guys. Thank you.
Now I'm hoping Jim needs to up his game too. Yeah. So
just set the bar.
I got possibly, if there is a future podcast, some more questions.
Might be.
I do research.
I don't know about you, Mike, but I enjoyed the questions.
Yeah, they were super simple, weren't they?
Super easy. I think I nailed every one.
Oh, no. I'm pretty sure I lost.
Yeah, Mike lost.
Once again.
Hailey had 5 correct.
5 for 5, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Mike only had 2 correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did really
Hailey,
bad.
Look at that. So for grading his scores, we had 100%.
To 40%.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a 400 hitter, dude. I should be making like millions.
But at 40%, that means you have to retake the test.
Oh.
Correct?
That is 60%.
Oh.
Not to get teachery on you.
Teachery, is that a word?
Well,
like sciencey.
Sciencey, yeah, whatever that sciencey thing
was.
was.
A lot of new words I saw today. So.
Awesome. Well, hey, thank you so much for being a part of this. And Jim, as always, thanks.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. It was fun.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. And like we always say, we hope your campfire is always warm.
And your beers are always cold.
See ya.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Northwoods Beer Guy podcast. If you have a question, a comment, or a beer you'd like us to review, please feel free to send us a message at northwoodsbeerguy@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you're on Untappd, look up Northwoods Beer Guy and send a friend request. Until next week, I hope all your campfires are warm and all your beer is cold.